A long time coming for the Lady Cougars. They haven't been to the regional finals since 2001, which is the last time they made it to the Final Four. But this team is special this year. Had their shades on, they had their headphones on, and they were just locked in. And I really think head coach Nick Saban has a lot to do with that. That's right, and our friend Scooter here is giving the fans a little preview of what they can expect tonight at the Civic Center. You said you might show me something.
Yes, I got you.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, snap.
What am I doing?
Super tight, super tight. There you go. 3, 2, boom.
Oh, I'm doing it. A familiar but disappointing sound as patrons were evacuated multiple times on the course today due to severe weather. Some patrons only here for today's events. Hey, Mercer, that's right. I have been here since Tuesday covering this big matchup. We've previewed it, we've analyzed it, and it is finally here. I can say it's game day, baby, and everybody is excited. And under first-year head coach Anita Howard, the girls are 30-1. We can check off Peach Belt Conference champs, and now they're trying to make history again. I am joined by the beautiful head coach Anita Howard. Thank you so much for joining me, Coach. Coach, this team has been so impressive, but what is it going to take to break through and finally make it to the Elite Eight again? Now time for more playoff action from Alabama. Glenwood is fresh off their first shutout of the season, and they carry that intensity tonight when they took on Fort Dale. Second quarter is where the Gators turned it up, specifically the quarterback, Brandon Mosley. He keeps a snack, he breaks the tackles. I thought he was going to hit me, not so much. He takes it 50 yards or so for that touchdown. Huge play for the senior, but Mosley wasn't done on defense. Now he makes a huge block, and that Fort Dale player was rocked. And they'll be playing the winner of West Florida and Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist punched their ticket to the Final Four, so now it's up to the Lady Cougars to do their job. Fingers crossed they make it in, and of course we'll have all those highlights for you tomorrow night. When I think they'd had enough, the Snakes came back out Saturday night with redemption on their mind. The match ended up going into overtime, and Columbus came out on top with a 2-1 win. This victory was powerful for the team because it marked their very first home win of the season. To put it in perspective for you, this was the Snakes' first home win since last March. The Clemson Tigers were down until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter of the game, and it was a fourth quarter comeback that sent them over the edge. Hey, Brendan, we're opening up the first round of playoffs right here tonight in the state of Georgia, and the Callaway Cavaliers know a thing or two about this tournament. For a lot of kids, playing sports is the highlight of their day, and for 8-year-old Mariah Harrison, that's no different. This Russell County native was just selected to compete in the National MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run competition during the All-Star Game in just a few weeks.
I'm most excited about watching the All-Stars game and having a brunch with the All-Stars too.
And this little baller has heart. More than 625,000 kids participated in the national competition, and she's the only player from Alabama or Georgia to advance.
I'm very proud. I mean, you know, most kids don't have this level of discipline that it takes to make it this far, you know. I just love that when she sets a goal, she does everything in her power to make sure she achieves it.
Talk about versatile. This kid has it all. Her coach says she's the quickest girl he's seen in a long time.
Crazy, it's how fast she is. She was my leadoff hitter every time I've had her on the team, just because she could get on base, made contact with the ball, get on base, and we could get her around the bases to score runs. And it's a family affair for the Harrisons. They're out there every day cheering on their daughters, encouraging them to do the best they can.
Throw it right. Let's go. There you go.
She's one of 3 girls that will compete on the field during MLB All-Star Week in her division, something her coach says is well-deserved.
She's definitely proven to be one of the best ball players out here. Just never says no, always trying to beat the boys.
And this 8-year-old is wise beyond her years. She has one quick message for girls in sports.
All the girls out there, you can be just as good as boys.
And as a girl myself, Mariah couldn't have said it any better. The All-Star Game is Tuesday, July 12th, and we'll be sure to follow Mariah's progress in the competition.
Nice and high. Then as you exhale, it's all out forward.
Lift the heart, lift the chest, drop the head back for that.
It might look a little funny at first, but acro yoga is becoming the next go-to for a combination of yoga, dance, and acrobatics.
Rather than being alone and doing a practice, you're doing a practice with other people. So it's community-based, it's family-based. Acro yoga works on things like communication, building trust.
And communication and trust are key. Lifting and flipping people around isn't an easy task, especially with total strangers.
Good. Squeeze the legs together. Don't let me pull them apart.
And as you can see, it is a workout, but like every sport, the first time is the hardest.
We start out with basic level stuff, just learning how to lift each other up.
And when you master that, it gets a little more tricky. While acro yoga is a great community practice, there's a lot more to it than exercising. It's teaching people to trust again.
Yoga is something that helped me deal with all of the stuff from the military and the post-traumatic stress.
Brian is the only certified acro yoga teacher in the region, and it's impacted his life so much that he's merged a yoga therapy program with the military right here in Columbus.
I will be there full-time, working on getting this program established and working one-on-one with soldiers, doing yoga practices and healing arts practices with soldiers and veterans that have injuries of all different types and post-traumatic stress.
And Brian just finished processing with the Martin Army Community Hospital and should start working with patients in the next week or so.